So it's officially 1 month until McCacken. Me and Owen decided it would be a great idea to go ahead and swap out the bell housing on Ben. So Ben is going to be losing the Lakewood blowproof that's been with it since the early 70s. Whenever Lakewood started making stuff, I'm really not sure, honestly. I'm going to be pulling that, keeping it for myself, and we're going to be putting a proper 66 date bell housing in the car. But yeah, just a fun little bin update. You know, like I said, McCacken's coming up, so. But what we're here to talk about today is not the swaggy orange Mickey Thompson valve covers I painted, but low deck Chrysler motors. Personally, I love a low deck motor. I mean, you got to think, it's a lot cheaper to build this than it is to build a 440. Now, don't get me wrong, not knocking a 440 by any means, because, you know, back in the day, there's no replacement for displacement, all that, blah, blah, blah. Well, nowadays, things are a lot different. There's plenty of replacements for displacement. Gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I said what I said. But one reason why I actually think that the low deck is a much better design is the short stroke big bore that comes with the low deck motors. It just lets the motor take better abuse. And I mean, you know, think back to it. You know, some of you guys probably have experience blowing up 440s. Probably had a 68 Charger RT 4-speed car that you and your buddies went out on some back road in the middle of the country and decided, oh dude, I'm gonna give this thing 7,500 RPM because I'm Ronnie Sox Jr. And next thing you know, you was calling your buddy with his 77 F-150 pickup truck, and he was having to flat tow your car back to your garage, where you seen Mr. Connecting Rod sticking out the side of your block. Well, you know, it always, a cool story is a cool story. I do love hearing those stories of how you blew up the original motor for your car, because personally, I don't care about numbers, and I think a lot of you guys know that. But to keep from getting sidetracked, the low deck motors. Yeah, these get pulled, they get swapped around a lot. I mean, there's gobs of low deck motors out there, 383s, 400s. And it seems here lately, everybody has wanted to do 400 stroker motors, which I love the 451, 452s. I think they are awesome. You're not going to listen to me complain about one bit. I think the best part about all that stuff is how much popularity the low deck has got from that. And even though it is just for the 400 really, and the 383's starting to get kind of left in the shadows of everything, you know, I guess the 383's ended up as kind of the bastard child of Mopar now. The 383 and the 361. But you don't really hear as many stories of, oh yeah, I was sitting there swinging my 383 up at, you know, 6,000, 6,500 RPM, and it was just taking it in that blue 69 Roadrunner at the 4-speed I had back in the day. And it's like, you couldn't kill that thing. Actually, my dad's got plenty of experience on trying to kill a 383 and not being able to. Now, I know you can kill these, yes. I've yet to meet a motor that is unkillable. Actually, I could tell you a story about a 306. We'll avoid that for right now. But it just seems more for, personally in my own opinion, I like playing with my motors. If I'm going to take it out and race it, then RPM is nice. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything's wrong with a 440. And I'm trying to make that very clear. I don't know how many times I've repeated that. But if you really want race motors or fun motors, low deck motors are the way to go. Now, if anybody is looking for a good low deck motor, Owen actually has this one here for sale. It's not got the best orange paint job in the world. We kind of did it because, I don't know if you could see any actually, but there's some gold paint that was on it. It was really fugly. I don't like my motors anything but orange, well, Hemi orange. I know that's race Hemi orange, but I'm going to be painting that to proper Hemi orange because I've already got the valve covers done up. But if anybody decides they need this, I'll see if I can try to, let me see. That's not gonna work like I was hoping. But it's got a good set of forged pistons in there. They've got nice valve reliefs cut into them. I've already checked them out. This motor was claimed to be running 1160s in a 64 Polara. The guy we bought it from told us that it's true, but take that with a grain of salt. While we believe it, we don't have time slips for it to prove it, so that's not really meaning anything. We've never checked the cam. I'm probably going to get out here and try to do that soon. But if anybody's interested in this 383, Owen's asking $2,000 on it. It is ready to drop in your car and go. Well, let me back that up. You need to supply your own set of headers and your own carburetor. And then obviously it's needing distributor and, you know, probably that random stuff you've had laying around in your garage for the last 50 years. But I digress. $2,000, get a hold of me and Owen. Low decks are cool. Raised decks are cool. Low decks are cool.